Hey guys, Tomboy601, and today we're looking at Far Cry 5 Hours of Darkness, and it's a full DLC review, so stay tuned for that. So, Far Cry 5 Hours of Darkness is the first of 3 new expansions for Far Cry 5. In this expansion, you are put into the jungles of Vietnam after your helicopter has been shot down, and you try to sneak your way through enemy lines. Along the way, you can rescue some POWs, take out anti-aircraft gun, liberate some villages, and generally live out your Rambo Vietnam fantasies. That's pretty much what this DLC is. Now, in order to do this, a couple of changes have been made from the base game. The first and probably the biggest change is actually the perk system. Instead of progressively unlocking them over the length of the game, you are rewarded for chaining stealth kills. So you get 1 stealth kill, you can move faster. You get 2 stealth kills, you reduce fall damage, and you're quieter. And they just chain up like that. There's up to 4 of them, with the top one being like a predator-like perk, where when you use your binoculars, you can auto spot people through buildings and anyone in a 20-meter radius. It's really awesome. However, the drawback to this system is whenever you are detected, you lose all of those perks, and you have to re-earn them. So this brings a pretty heavy tension to stealth, as the price for messing up means you are going to be at a significant disadvantage for the next combat encounter, and that could really mess up your day in this game. I definitely like what they did with this, because it does add a little bit more tension to the game. Now, in addition to the added emphasis on stealth, a new airstrike mechanic has been added to the game. While the actual attack is similar to the one that, you could have what's-his-name drop from the plane. I'm forgetting his name, but you know what I'm talking about in the base game. Well, now you only have a limited number of airstrikes. You can basically hold up to 5 airstrikes in your inventory. You can earn more by doing mission objectives, and from time to time you will be actually unable to call in the airstrikes, and you'll have to go hunt down anti-aircraft guns in the location, in the area around you, and then once they've been eliminated, then you're able to use them again. And it's a nice, it's a nice flow, because you could either say, you know what, I really don't use the airstrikes, I'm not gonna risk it to go get the AA guns, because I'm not gonna use the AA gun, the airstrike, so why even bother? Or you can say, you know what, I don't know what I'm going to run into. I'm going to have to risk it. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit, go take out those AA guns, and hopefully come out of there with both all of my perks still intact and the ability to then use airstrikes in that area. Now, the last main gameplay mechanic change to come was with the hired gun system. In this expansion, there's only 3 different hired guns that you can get, each one being a fellow soldier from your downed helicopter, and each falling into one of the archetypes, like sniper, soldier, heavy. Now, the biggest change, though, comes in the fact that the hired guns, they're on permadeath mode, which means you should probably be ready to lose them, because, well, the AI is shit. The AI is terrible for them. Oh my god, it's my biggest complaint with this game, or at least this expansion, is your AI doesn't really seem to care about the fact that you're downed pilots and you need to be stealthy, and that is like the key point. Multiple times we would pass by enemies that were being attacked by wildlife, by a cougar or a panther or some boars, and of course, because they're being attacked, those enemies are in their alert phase, they are firing their weapons. And I guess because the AI sees that the enemy is alerted, it thinks it can then start shooting off at them, and they just start firing right into the enemies, and then they alert basically the whole army to your location. Which, no, that's not what I want. Because, oh my goodness, is it super frustrating when you are trying to sneak through the bush and your squad mate 10 feet away from you is like, let's just light off some rounds, let's do it. I at first didn't realize you could undo them, that you could basically hide them away and have them run off. So I would just throw them at the farthest hill and just be like, sit up there and don't bother me, because that is what I had to do. But like I said, what I did end up finding out is you can unassign them from your squad, and that way they're not near you, and it makes you a lot happier on the inside, because whew. And that is what I do recommend for this game, and because stealth is what this game is all about, and it really does give the best experience when the friendly AI is nowhere to be seen. And that kind of brings me about what I really like about this expansion, and it's the stealth mechanics. Now, in the base game, I found the ability to stealth kill kind of lacking. Like, I don't know what it was, but I found it really difficult, or maybe just not rewarding enough to go through an outpost and meticulously pick off each dude like a Hillfolk Batman. And I really didn't realize that until I went back to Far Cry 3 Remastered Edition and found just how dependent you are in that game in taking out the outposts quietly, because if you alert them, they do a lot of damage to you in that game, and you might not come out of there smiling. So there's a much more emphasis on stealth than Far Cry 3, and that's what this expansion brings. It's that real joy of sneaking through the jungle and playing one of those older Far Cry games where stealth is the most important fashion. And in fact, when you beat the base game, you do unlock 2 different modes. One called Survivor Mode, where the enemies are a little smarter, you have less health, you have less weapons, and it really is the sneaking challenge. And then one's called Action Movie, where you can just use airstrikes all the time and carry all the guns. So they do have that balance, but I definitely say the fun in this expansion was definitely from the stealth and not the actual like getting into combat. Now, as far as new things in the game, there isn't a ton, like no new weapons. Instead, all of them are just repurposed from the main game. And that isn't the worst thing when you realize that a lot of the weapons from the main game are Vietnam era weapons, but it does kind of make me wish they had added other guns to the base game, and then when this DLC came out, released these guns into the base game. Like, I get it, we had an M60, we had an AK, we had an M16. Why not, like, I understand you kind of have to have the M16, but you could probably have gotten away without the AK in the main game, and given us a different, cooler assault rifle in the main game. But hey, I'm not the one in charge of game design. So, brass tacks, what does this expansion cost you? Well, you have to already own the base game, and you can purchase this in one of 2 ways. You can purchase it on its own for $11.99, or in the season pass for $29.99. Personally, I would go with the season pass because that still includes Far Cry 3 Remastered, which, if you look at it, if you buy each of the DLCs for $12, you're gonna save $6 and then also get the Far Cry Remastered completely free, which I think is a good price. I for one really like this expansion. I hope they continue to make expansions like this, or the next expansions are going to be those very themed things, and that's why I like new gameplay experiences. That's what this is. So what did you guys think? Have you played this? If you want, I am also uploading 2 different episodes of a Let's Play that is me playing through the entire game. This is a relatively short game at only about 2.5 hours on my first playthrough. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, guys. My name is TommyBoy601. I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you like the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, follow me over on all of those other social medias. That's Instagram, that's Twitter, that's Twitch, TommyBoy601 on all of those as well. Guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.